Thank you.
Very nice.
Thanks.
What's wifey material to you?
Her. Everything that she is.
That's really cute.
Do you think you're wifey material?
For Luca, yeah.
Do anything for him?
Yeah, I would do anything.
How long have you two been together?
Like a year and 2 months.
Do you guys want to split 50-50 or do you prefer to be a stay-at-home mom?
In terms of income, it's complicated because I want to be a surgeon. That makes a lot of money.
I know that like at a certain point I want to go to Harvard Law and like I'm gonna have to support her and like help her for a little bit, but she's also gonna be a neurosurgeon, so like that's gonna help out a lot.
You're gonna be the breadwinner at first?
Yeah, at first and then later on.
And then you might end up surpassing him?
Oh, like by a lot.
When you do finally surpass him in income, do you think that would change your relationship at all?
No.
Money is like not at all a factor.
The real boy needs a real name.
Dying for the right cause is the most human thing we can do.
Got her name? All right. Joe.
I do hope he's satisfied with her product.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
Welcome, my friends. My name's Antoine Phoenix, and this is my RP experience. Peace and love to all my brothers and sisters out there. Thank you for hitting the like button, subscribing, sharing, and turn on all notifications so you know when I have a whole new video up. Today's video is going to be about what is love? Baby, don't hurt me no more. Well, forget that last part. But what is love? What is love exactly? Now, people that really don't fall in love or never fell in love before will say that it's just attachment. Is a biological, chemical response to stimuli. Maybe so, but it is pretty strong. And for a man that has fell in love at least definitely twice. The other times probably was infatuation because you can confuse infatuation and love easily. But I do think love is more potent and love makes your heart sing and makes you want to be the best version of yourself for that person. I've been blessed, and I know it's a old well, it's not old, but it's a poem. I believe it's a poem that says, you are lucky. I cannot remember the whole thing, but the gist of it is you are really lucky if you have been able to love someone and they have loved you back. That is rare because lots of people will love or like somebody or be infatuated with somebody, but you don't always get that energy coming back. And when you get it, it's almost like catching lightning in a bottle because you think you're going to catch it every time. And this is where, because I've had love before, when people say it's plenty of fish in the sea, it's plenty of women out there. Yes, there are plenty of women out there. And it's a possibility that I can meet a woman and fall in love with her. But I do think as you get older, when you have more and more negative experiences with the opposite gender, it becomes harder to fall in love again because you begin to not trust that feeling. But I've always believed that it's good if you can fall in love at the same time, or at least like each other, be infatuated with each other the same time. And I've only had that when I travel abroad out of the country. Other times I've had it, I like somebody or they like me, and either I don't notice them or they don't notice me until later. Sometimes somebody could be in a relationship, but other times it could just be they are looking for something else. They're like, okay, you're good, but I'm looking for this particular person. So that video that I used earlier, and I'm going to examine it again because I've been blessed to have had this before. For those of you who haven't, I feel a little sorry for you, but at the same time, I don't, because when you get a heartbreak or when you break up with that person or that person leaves your life, you're going to feel it. And it makes you wonder, when that person leaves, did they ever love you? Well, I think they love you, but I think they fell out of love with you. And I know the thing with me, even though if I love the woman at one time, even if I start getting frustrated with her or angry at her or something, that love will still be there. I'm not sure exactly what she will have to do to totally erase that, even though I'm trying to erase it myself by doing whatever I need to do. But it's like one of those things, the more you try to not feel or see or do something, the more you feel pushed to do it. But I do think women are wired differently with this. They can fall in love hard, but I think because once they start losing feelings and they stop putting skin in the game and they stop investing, then they start becoming disrespectful. They start entertaining other men, other women, if they are bisexual or something. And I have to do a video of why that may be the worst person to date is a bisexual person. Only because, like I say, you don't know where that hit is coming from. And of course, you shouldn't have to think about too much. But the more somebody says how loyal or how loving or how good they are, the more the red flag starts to wave for me, because let your actions show how good a person you are. Don't keep telling me. I used to eat this up when I was younger, but don't keep telling me, because then I'm wondering, like, are you running game? Are you trying to convince yourself? How about you just show me? And I would have that feeling in some of my relationships, but I wouldn't always hold them to the fire like I will now. But anyway, let's look at when love is good.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thanks.
What's wifey material to you?
Her. Everything that she is.
That's really cute.
Look at that smile. He is definitely happy. In her body language, she's like all over him. So she's happy too. This is what I mean by both people need to not make each other happy, but both people need to put skin in the game, invest in the game to try to work with one another. I'm trying not to say the happiness thing, because happiness does come from you. But at the same time, if someone can affect your mood and make you miserable, I believe they can help make you happy at the same time. Just remember, when you go through challenges, life challenges, and things change in your life, such as having a baby, career, stress, less money, that's when you two need to buckle down the most. Now, I never had it quite like this. My ex-wife was close though. My ex-wife was close during the early girlfriend stage, because we definitely had that type of closeness in I'm trying not to say chemistry, but we really was on a really good vibe right there. And we was both trying to work towards certain things. I was trying to be an actor at the time. She was working in music, and everything looked like the stars aligned right there. Now, of course, though, like I say, which I don't want to never go through this again when I'm meeting someone. I don't want a thing of like she trying to choose between me and another guy, because some part of me is always going to be wondering, are you choosing me because he did not choose you? And I felt that especially spots early in the relationship, especially with sometimes she would move off and on. But at the same time, she would give me loving attention, almost like this. And when I say maybe she wasn't hugged up on me, but I remember coming home from work late at night because a lot of times I would get off late. She would have a candlelight dinner waiting for me, and she would pretend that she's asleep, and she would be laying down in a thong. Sorry, my internet connection. So if it was a freeze right there, as long as the voice worked, because that was very important. But anyway, let's keep going because this is what I'm looking for. I don't think I'll find this. And of course, though, people can fake, but I do think it's genuine when both people seem to be have that same type of energy right there. Because usually it's fake when one's laying it on thick and the other one is like, okay, I want to believe you, but something's off. And maybe they let their guard down a little bit, but then the person does something to make their guard go back up. So let's continue.
Do you think you're wifey material?
For Luca, yeah.
Do anything for him?
Yeah, I would do anything.
How long have you two been together?
Like a year and 2 months.
Do you guys want to split 50-50 or do you prefer to be a stay-at-home mom?
In terms of income, it's complicated because I want to be a surgeon. That makes a lot of money.
I know that like at a certain point I want to go to Harvard Law, and like I'm gonna have to support her and like help her for a little bit, but she's also gonna be a neurosurgeon, so like that's gonna help out a lot.
You're going to be the breadwinner at first?
Yeah, at first, and then later on.
And then you might end up surpassing him?
Oh, like by a lot.
When you do finally surpass him in income, do you think that would change your relationship at all?
No.
Money is like not at all a factor in love.
No.
What about some of the household stuff? Who does more chores?
He's better at cooking. I would clean more. I cannot cook for anything.
I feel 50-50.
He's like a great chef. I'll do anything he wants, and he can cook, and it'll be even.
It seems like you guys have a really healthy relationship. I like that.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thanks.
Damn, that right there. That is what I look at as a 50-50 or 100-100 relationship. You both have each other's back. Yes, as a man, I have my role, and as a woman, you have your role. But sometimes we're not going to be at our best. And kind of like on a basketball team where everybody has a role, somebody has to pick up the scoring. Somebody has to pick up the rebound, playing extra defense, doing the things that the other one is failing to do at the moment. And yes, I understand when it becomes like a pressure upon your back that you always have to do it as a woman. Because, of course, I know I would feel uncomfortable if a woman was supporting me. Not that she makes more money than me, but that she's totally taking care of me, because part of me will feel like that's my job, or either I have to compensate in other ways, whether it's doing more of maintaining the house or fixing the car, or I have to be useful in some kind of way. Now, those two right there seem to have the perfect relationship. And this is where a lot of women fuck it up, because you will have a good man that you love, that each of you are bending over backwards for each other. And that's the only way I believe in simping, is if it's mutual simping, if both people are simping for each other. Because if it's one-sided, then that's not good. Oh, let me fix that a little bit. But where women mess up is they'll have a scenario like this, and when they're in that honeymoon stage and they're all lovey-dovey, it's good. But when they start meeting new friends, she says she's studying to be a surgeon. That's working right now in their what they're currently doing because he's studying, she's studying, and their environment is not influencing their relationship wrong. But once she starts to practice or she goes to the next level, she's going to have women in her ear saying, "What's your man doing? Oh, well, he needs to start pulling his weight. He needs to hustle and do something." And she'll fight it off at first. But eventually, she's going to start listening to that chatter. And then she's going to start turning on her man. Because that's what happened to me with my ex-wife. Because, and okay, I'm not going to put that all on her because sometimes I did not ask for her help. But at the same time, I'll say, you see, I'm struggling or going through a rough patch right here. And yet, you are not lifting the finger. And that's the funny thing is I know she will have my back is some dudes was trying to jump me or I was in a fight or something. I know she has my back with that. But when it came to helping me, and the thing is though, I would fall down but not stay down. But sometimes it may take a month or a couple months or two to climb out of a particular hole. And she may would start to help me, and I know, and that was her biggest thing was telling other people our shit. And of course, though, okay, if you want to tell people stuff and then stand your ground, because she has a strong personality, but she's weak in that kind of way. And that's another thing that when I get involved with a woman, she cannot be weak minded, that she's influenced by other people whispering in her ear. This is why a lot of men want to go out to other countries and date and marry a wife, and they don't want to bring her back here because they know other women will be like, hey, he can get his own food. Hey, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Unless if the dude is treating you like trash and acting real suspicious, keep doing what you're doing. Because if you keep pouring into him, he's going to keep pouring into you. And I know me myself, she doesn't have to do as much as me. She just has to put some effort, and then the way that I'm built, I will overcompensate because I will mirror back what she's mirroring to me. And almost like a competition, I usually want to outdo the person when they're giving me something. Well, not just something, but I can tell they doing an honest effort. And I know early in the relationship, in spots, she was doing that, even though she was doing certain things. And this is how our relationship kind of went sour because she was doing certain things and kind of telling on herself. And I was kind of backed into a corner like, should I just drop this chick? Because I mean, she has a lot of potential, but she's making certain mistakes. And then what I would eventually do, because something would come up, then I probably would get her back in a way. Like if a girl is flirting, and then when a girl comes that's kind of my type, that's giving me attention, I won't feel bad about flirting because she's flirting. She sees nothing wrong with it. And I already kind of mentioned it lightly and she blew it off. See, and that's how some of my relationships went like south because she did not keep up her end of the bargain. And this is why with a lot of women that I've dealt with, I notice they are not fair. They want me to abide by certain standards that they do not. And we're not doing that no more. Now, at the same time, men fuck up too, but let me say how women be messing up, and I have the perfect video for that. When you have something good like those two displayed right there.
A good man is hard to find and harder to keep. And let me explain. A good man is loyal, respectful, a man of his word, and he will actually treat you like a queen to a point where you'll believe you're a queen. But if you're not a true queen, what happens is you think that you can abuse him, use and abuse him and toss him. But you forget, just because he's a good man does not mean he's a dumb man. And what happens in this case scenario is you end up losing him. And you do have a lot of competition because there's not a lot of good men out there. And the minute he leaves, he won't only find someone better, he will actually be happier too. And you will be the only one that will regret it because you know how hard it is to find a good man. Don't ever underestimate a good person in general. Good people, as much as they are good, as much as they could be bad. And when they turn bad, you will regret the day you met them. And no, they won't harm you or do anything bad to you. Them leaving you is the worst thing that could happen to you. A good man is hard to find.
Facts. I could not have said it better myself. And she's absolutely correct. I've seen that with women that I've dated. And of course, though, comes to the thing of putting a woman on the pedestal, which as men, you do not do that. You let them earn that shit. Even still, not the pedestal thing, but I don't see nothing wrong with treating a woman well and doing things for her. Just make sure she's doing something for you. And it doesn't have to be that typical thing that they'll say with spreading the legs. Is with them putting skin in the game. And I'm not talking about makeup and getting hair done, because y'all gonna do that anyway. I'm talking about do something nice for him. His birthday is coming up. Get him a card. Surprise him. Take him somewhere. Well, let him take you somewhere and you surprise him. However you are going to do that. I've come across women that have done some beautiful things for me, but they only held it for a while, and I always think it has something to do with what other people were saying. And it's not like I wasn't doing anything for them. It's just that I guess, as I say, a lot of women here are weak mentally with peer pressure from other women telling them, don't do that for your man. Don't do that. And 9 times out of 10, they are single or either they're treating their man like trash. Another thing that she said on there is very true, is I've noticed lots of times when I've treated a woman well, at first she's good and she likes it, and then later she starts acting up, showing her ass. Once again, I think it has to do with the people around her, the people that she hangs with, and that's why I believe her friends are very important. Even if she and I get along together perfectly, if her friends are trash, eventually that venom, that toxicity is going to leak on over to her and then start affecting me. And yes, this can happen with men too. And hold on now, I'm going to get to how men also can drop the bag. Wait a minute. Okay, can fumble the bag when they have a good woman, and almost the same thing. They let, it's not other men, unless if they listen to Andrew Tate or the wrong types of podcasts is when they let other women come in and throw a monkey wrench in. Because as a man, I always know that when I'm in a relationship, I start getting mega attention from all over the place, from random women. I don't even know if it's on purpose or it's just like the vibe that I'm sending off. Yeah, it's pretty much like that. So don't be weak minded as a man when you have a good woman and let another woman come in, shake her ass, or give you a little bit of attention, and then you go mess your stuff on up. And that's why I can't say I'm such a good man, because I will be good. But if she is acting up and doing certain things that I do not like, I'm going to want balance. And I'm going to stray and do something, whether it's hanging out with a girl, whether it's flirting with a girl. And truthfully, I'm trying not to do this particular thing, but this is why when I meet women that do those certain things that I know that's going to trigger certain things in me, I just totally just leave those women alone. Now, but I already got on the women, how they be messing up when they have a good man. But when men have a good woman, they do the same thing. A good woman like this.
I got rejected for the first time in my life. You guys know how I was looking for a man to spoil? Rotten. I found one. And guess what happened? Guess what I did, first of all? I think I told you guys. This woman doesn't exist. This is a fairy tale. I'm right here. And I gave him my side of the bed, so whenever he woke up in the morning, he had the better view. I gave him hours of massages. I bought a rain machine for my apartment so he could sleep better. I was always on top. Not once did he do it for mine. I always tried to pick up the bill. I washed his back, literally. I put moisturizer on his face. I always big spooned. I bought him headphones when his over-ears were broken. I was trying to order him ice cream because his blood sugar got low, and I was asking him what flavor he wanted. He said, "How about you stop waiting on me hand and foot?" All of that just for him to say he doesn't think we're compatible.
Most men will agree that they will never be this lucky to have a woman like this. That guy fumbled hard, but I'm truly wondering why. Let me know, guys, if you have any theories.
I got rejected.
Now, this is where dudes be fucking up. Because those men that I know that are players, Chaz and Tyrones, that just be going through women, is always a woman, a good one, that they came across. Out of all those sea of women that they had, that they'll be like, yeah, I messed up with that one right there. I still think about her, blah, blah, blah. So yes, there's plenty of women out there, but it's not too many women that have those certain qualities, whether you want to call it ride or die, or those qualities that she will put her skin in the game. That woman is not unattractive. I could not think of the word. And she's not overweight neither. So I don't know what the problem was. But what I would assume, if Emily, if you see this video, I think that dude was probably a dude that gets lots of women and he's like totally alpha. Now, once again, I don't know what type of dude that she picked. Maybe he was 6'6" or something, and he fit perfectly what she wanted physically, because she's putting up the bill and stuff. So I don't know if he was short on money or something like that. But either way, I will say for most women, yes, I have to admit, most men do not deserve that type of treatment, because a lot of them will use you just like women would use a man. They will definitely, because they'll be like, oh, I got one right here or something. And this is why I say there are like three types of people, especially with men. It's three types of people. It's the type that if they can, they will. If they can use and abuse you, they will do it. Now, they may have personality quirks that a lot of people are attracted to, like they're confident, they're loud, they're part of the part, well, loud in a good way. They're not boring, but at the same time, they don't give too much. They're more stingy with their time, with everything. They're like, they make the woman, or definitely, okay, we're talking from the woman's perspective. They will definitely make the woman put more of the work in. But of course, though, I always think that falls into Chaz and Tyrone's, Pookie's and Ray Ray's, the thugs, those types of dudes that they get a lot of attention anyway from women, and they look at women, they look at all women a certain type of way. And this is why I don't believe having a whole phase, whether you are man or woman, even though men do need to be a little bit more experienced with most of the women that they deal with, unless if the woman is also unexperienced, then I don't think it matters, because you both can learn from each other, like read a book or something, watch some video. But let me not lose focus here. And the next one is, and this is me, will be people that will treat you how you treat them. Now, I always start off with the olive branch that I will treat somebody good, I'll treat them with respect. But then when they don't, or they start doing things to piss me off, especially as I get older, I'm more quicker to flip and start reflecting that negativity back. Which I know that's not the best thing to do, but then I don't want to be a sucker neither. So this is why I will say I'm not the perfectly good man, because if she's cutting up, I'm probably going to start cutting up too. I might give a pass depending on if she's been on good behavior and showering me with love, and then she has like a slip up that maybe she's in the mood one day and then just snaps at me, or either she's too friendly with some old guy friend of hers, and that's not a reoccurring thing, that's like once in a while or something, I may let that go. And then there are the people that no matter what, they will try to do the right thing because they've been raised that way, they follow the Bible or something. Is not in a program to hurt a fly or to be toxic to anyone. Now, those are the unicorn people. You don't come across those too much. I think a lot of people falls into either the user thing or the reflecting back type of thing right there, which I fall into. But I will say, because I have certain codes, like in certain lines, I still would not cross depending on, even if she is behaving badly. I think probably the hardest thing though sometimes, even if I have a good rapport or a good relationship with a woman and she starts being toxic out of the blue, letting other people come in and influence our relationship the wrong way, I have to be strong enough just to let it go, to just let it fall and die. Instead of what she's eventually going to do after it built up, and maybe we had a kid or we got married or we got entangled with getting a house and other things that if we split is going to be like real painful for me, because she kind of gets the spoils of war basically, unless if it was a weird dynamic that she was the breadwinner. And I don't even really see white dudes pull this off really, when they marry a woman and then they will get the kids and then get her on child support. So anyway, basically, there is love out there. If you have that type of relationship that those two have, don't neither one of you, the man or woman, fuck it up. Don't listen to anyone else. Don't listen to the podcast people. Don't listen to Andrew Tate. Don't listen to Coach Greg Adams. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to anybody. If you are in your love bubble and have a good relationship, now I'm not saying if it's one-sided, that you are in la la land and they are maneuvering and doing things disrespectful to the relationship. That goes for the man or the woman, whichever way that is flipped. But if both of you are loving each other and you got each other's back, keep that same energy and keep other people out of the relationship, especially for the women. But for the men, yeah, don't get weak and be dealing with other women just because you have a good one right there and you start feeling kind of greedy. Okay, so let's both be strong in the ways that some of us seem to be weak. So give me a like and subscribe and have a good day. I do wish people the best out there. I know my channel is more about definitely pointing out the negativity with women, but I know there's good women out there. And if you find one, don't fuck it up. And for the women, if you find a good man, don't fuck it up. That's it.